Hi, welcome to Judge Orientation. This video will provide you some information and briefing on how to be a DECA judge. First, we just want to thank you so much for volunteering your time and your expertise. We could not do these great events for students without you guys being here to help us out. So we're just going to provide some information and a little background about DECA for you for the day you're going to be judging. Additionally, on the day of the event, you will receive additional information from your event director. A little bit about DECA. We prepare students, our future leaders and entrepreneurs in fields of marketing, finance, hospitality, and management. We have over 260,000 members around the world, around the globe, all 50 states and several other countries. Students who are competing today are trying to make their way to our state conference, or maybe we're at state conference and they're trying to ultimately get to what we call our national competition, which is typically called ICDC, International Career Development Conference. Our top performers are trying to continue on to get to go to that competition. So today you're going to be judging a role play, which is a case study type of an event. And we have 4 different types of areas students compete in. It will be what we call an individual series, a team decision making, a principals event, or a financial literacy. Students are provided real-world business problems, and they're going to be coming up with the solution. You will either be meeting with a student for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. However, prior to meeting with you, they are seeing this role play for the first time. If it's an individual event, one where the student's by themselves, they have 10 minutes to prep. Our team events, students have 30 minutes prep time. They will meet with you and present their ideas. Timing generally will be done by your event director, so you don't have to worry about that. After you read your case study, we want you to make sure you understand who you are, who is your character, and we want you to stay in character. Once again, you will receive this information from your event director the day of the competition. National DECA doesn't allow us to mail those out. And so you'll have time to go over it and discuss it with your judges as well as your event director. We want you to be as realistic as possible. In the directions, you will see there have some questions. Once again, your event director will direct you on which questions to ask each and every student. Now, some students may take that entire time to present and you won't have that opportunity. They know they should stop so that you do have time to ask those questions. However, sometimes students will surprisingly answer the question during their presentation. So at that point, you can just go ahead and score them that yes, they answered them well, or ask them once again because they should come back and say, well, like I mentioned earlier, and answer the question once again. Here's an example of what the student's instructions look like. Yours is quite similar. You'll see that in a moment. But all of our students, they'll have the first part about their instructions. And the students see this. They know this over and over again. The 21st century skill set, and then performance indicators. These 2 areas are where you're going to be judging them. But what's most important are these performance indicators. This is an example of an individual event, and so there's only 5. When we have a team event, there will be 7 performance indicators. For the judge's instructions, once again, it mimics what the student's instructions are, but it's written from your perspective, your point of view, who you are and who the student is. So you're going to you'll read this and become very familiar with it. You can see on this one, it's showing what those questions are. And once again, your event director will talk to you about these. How the papers, the role plays are set up. Here in green, you'll see this is our student role. In purple is the company. In yellow, the judge's role. What's the deliverable? And you can see more information is up here and it comes back and it's down here again. Once again, who is the judge? And again, you'll see the judge as well as where you'll be meeting. And typically it is in your so-called office. This is the evaluation sheet, and once again, this is for an individual event. A team event will have 7 performance indicators, and so you can see each one of these is written directly in here. This is the most important part. Students need to communicate to you that they know what each and every one of these performance indicators are, as well as answering or addressing the situation, the problem that is stated in the role play. So you'll score them, and again, your event director will give you more information about how to score students. And then, of course, the 21st century skills, and those are the same for every single role play event. Just some tips or reminders. Team events, once again, they have 15 minutes to present. Individuals have 10 minutes. However, our event directors are going to be calling time. The questions, it's part of that. So if time is called and you didn't get to ask the question, then you just didn't get to. Time is cut off. They are cut off at that point. Other tips, the students should come in and greet you and shake your hand. The directions will tell you how to start the role play, and generally you will ask them, let me hear your ideas, let me hear your solutions, see the role play. During the presentation, do not interrupt the students. You really are just listening, you're taking notes, you're marking stuff down. They're aware you may be looking down and writing while they're speaking. You will hold your questions, and the only questions you can ask are the ones listed to the very end. We want every group to have the same experience. If the students end up asking you some questions, then please go ahead and interact with the students and answer it, keeping your talking to a minimum, because again, remember, we want the students to show evidence that they understand those performance indicators as well as solve the problem of the role play. Scoring, once again, I mentioned take notes, circle the scores as you present it. They're aware you're going to be writing and taking notes. We don't need you to tally the scores. We'll take care of that afterwards. If you have time, feel free, but we always double check. And just do the best you can. If they do not address a performance indicator, it's very simple to give them a 0. This is letting the student know that, yes, you didn't, address that one at all. And some kids may. You're going to have students that are freshmen, first time doing this, to seniors who've taken several business courses. That's their fourth year. They're very polished. When writing notes, just be honest, help them. What's great about notes is that they will get those and they're going to learn from them. So when you can, write it down, but they will not get those until after competition is over. Once again, make sure they've answered the performance indicators, they've solved the problems, and they must get a yes. Hopefully when they're done, they're going to say, okay, boss, are you ready to implement? You're ready to implement my plan, buy my product, whatever that problem was. We want them to learn to get a yes, because at nationals, they have to get a yes. And once again, we just want to thank you for the positive experience you're providing our students. We really couldn't do this without you. We are always looking for judges, to reach out to your director if you know others who would love to get involved. Many companies, give their employees volunteer hours and want them to go out in the community, and we love those people. Any friends, neighbors, we're always looking for judges at sectional DECA as well as state DECA. Thank you for your time.